Welcome back to Crohn's Talk. This is episode 7. We talked about Humira and some of the nightmares I had with the insurance company. So the Humira stopped working. I'm living overseas, assigned for work, and it's just that kind of, at first it only works for a little while, doesn't last till the next dose, and then I notice it's just not doing anything. I'm basically giving myself a shot of nothing every 2 weeks, which was a nightmare insurance-wise, because when I was getting it overseas, I had to do the whole submit the claims and everything. It wasn't automatic like it is in the States, so it was a lot of money for something that wasn't working. So I started getting these joint pains, and I call them these traveling pains. My wife would joke that they were phantom pains. They weren't. They were real. Basically, I would get a pain in a joint, in a random, like in my wrist or my elbow or a finger joint or a toe or ankle, knee, and it would hurt like crazy, like I had injured it, like I had sprained it or twisted or pulled, like I needed to elevate an ice. And it would just come on. It would last for a couple days, and then it would just go away. And then a few days later, the pain would reappear in a different joint. So it would go from my finger to my knee and it was usually only one place at a time, sometimes two. But it hurt really bad, like to the point where I had a hard time using that appendage. And I didn't, again, it's invisible. No one else can see the pain. There's no outward. There was no injury. There was no accident. It's just appeared, and it would bounce around. We ended up moving back to the States, actually because of my daughter, who was diagnosed with Crohn's around that same time. We can talk about that in another episode. But I started seeing a new doctor here who had to, time to go through all the tests and the blood work and everything. And so there was a test to check for antibodies for the Humira, and it turns out that I had developed antibodies, even though I was taking the Imuran the whole time. And the Imuran is supposed to stop your body from creating the antibodies. So apparently it did not work. Clearly did not work in my case. So we were able to show through the blood work that, in fact, the Humira was not doing anything because my body had developed antibodies to it. So then we had to test to see, if another biologic would work. We had to do something else, determined it would. So I just started Remicade. Had my second infusion yesterday, and before that, my joint pain had gotten to the point where it wasn't just one joint anymore. It was multiple, 3 or 4, and some days my whole, everywhere. I remember my first Remicade infusion, that day I could barely walk. My knees hurt, my elbows hurt, my hand, just had joint pain everywhere. So it had progressively gotten worse. The day after my Remicade infusion, pain was gone. All the joint pain was gone. Stomach aches, not completely gone, but I think there's reasons for that. My new doctor also had me do an MRE, which was a new experience. They had me on my stomach the entire time with my arms up above my head. That's a really uncomfortable position to be in. Even healthy, your shoulders start to hurt, your arms start to hurt. Stomach does not feel good lying on your stomach like that in a frozen position, because you can't move while it's doing the imaging. The last time I had one, I was on my back and it was fine, but this time they had me do it on my stomach. But anyway, the doctor said the scarring, it's right by my ilium. And he said the strictures are really bad, but it's not inflammation necessarily, it's scarring to the point where it's 1 millimeter. So not much room for food to pass. I'm basically one popcorn kernel away from emergency surgery, which is why I don't eat popcorn. But that's not much room, and basically, that's going to cause pain because it's ballooned behind that, where food has to wait while stuff goes through the dam. So that's basically what it is. It's like a dam, the small release. So it's scar tissue, so the medication can't reduce that at all. It's not inflammation. So I believe stomach aches and that pain, the belly pain, is probably due to that, and I don't think will go away with the Remicade. So that's where I'm at now. It seems to be working. I have more energy, feel better than I have in months since I started the Humira. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll continue to work. Thanks for watching. Please share with your friends. Let me know if you have any experiences in the comments, and I will see you next time.